Hey, what's up, guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about how to do comprehensive niche research in 2020. You ready? Let's get started. Now, remember, this channel is all about using the Merch by Amazon opportunity and other online income resources to build your passive income so that you can invest in stocks, real estate, or whatever you like. And you walk through that journey with me, and I show you what I'm investing in and what I've had success with. And that is what this channel is all about, using these online income opportunities to build your potential for financial freedom for yourself and your family. If that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, niche research. This is all of what it's about with Merch by Amazon, because you have to have people you're going after. You can't just randomly throw out shirts. And then sometimes, we all get in those funks where we don't really know what we want to design for. We feel like we've been in one space forever, and so we just want to break out, and we don't, and we kind of lose that little spark of how to find the niches that we got into. So, if that's you, this is what we're going to go into today. So, first of all, you need to realize where your strengths and weaknesses are. And we've gone over this a few times before, but are you a designer, someone who is very capable of making illustrations that are sure to get people's attention, and you just know that you can create art from nothing? Or are you someone who's more of a wordsmith? Are you a clever person who can turn a phrase and maybe come up with phrases on your own or improve on phrases that are already there so that you can have a better shot at having a new something out there? You need to know which one you are, because if you know that you're not great at graphic design and you can't just create art from nothing, then you need to find niches that are centered around text. If you go into the dog niche, for example, you're going to have a very hard time because there is nothing but just vector art everywhere, and it is intimidating for people who don't understand how to create that art, or maybe they don't have the money to invest in hiring a designer to produce that art for them. And likewise, if you're an artist and then you're going into a niche that requires you to come up with phrases or improve on what's already there, you're going to be at a loss for words because, well, I guess that's a bit of an ironic statement. You'll be at a loss for words whenever you have to create new content as far as text on a shirt. So, make sure you know who you are and what you're going to need to be good at when you find these niches. Because if you find a great niche that isn't that saturated, but it is all text-based stuff, and you know you don't have the chops to come up with new text-based designs, then you're likely need to move on to the next one. Because trust me, I know it seems whenever you're researching that there aren't a lot of niches out there, that you feel like whenever you find that one niche that it's like the golden ticket and this is it. And anytime you try to find something else, you just always find yourself thinking about, oh, well, what about that niche or this niche that I was just in? You need to do some of these exercises to break yourself out of this mentality and do quality niche research that is actually going to yield some great results. So, now that we understand who we are and what our skill set is, let's talk about how we can break into these bigger niches or smaller niches. Now, one more step before we get into that is you need to know how much time you can dedicate to this. If you're someone who has a large amount of time, you need to be going after probably one niche a week, and you need to be putting out at least 12 to 15 unique designs a day. Yes, 12 to 15 unique designs a day, not just one design that has one word switched 12 different times, but a completely unique design that is 12 completely unique designs at least once a day for an entire week for each niche. And that's going to be, 7 days times 12 designs a day. You're going to get about 84 designs in one niche. And this is going to be a great start. And remember, if you do have a lot of time, and I'm talking to people who are full-time in merch, this should be your job. So you can't look at this is going to take probably 6 to 8 hours a day to come up with, do the research, and put these designs out there. This is the main thing you need to focus on if you have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time, you need to find 1 or 2 niches that you can focus on for the next probably 2 to 3 months, and then just stick with those niches. Do not revisit any other niches. Do not think of anything else. Your mindset should be all about these niches for the next 2 to 3 months. And you should be putting at least 12 designs out per week, minimum. If you can do more, that would be great. So you have make sure if you have a lot of time that you do a lot of niche research and you're able to keep your options open. But if you don't have a lot of time with your niche research, you need to find something that is probably a larger niche and make sure you go into that without the mindset of looking at anything else. So a lot of time you probably need to focus on micro niches, not so much time on your hands. You probably need to focus on larger niches, but focus on how to get the best foothold in there. Now, that's probably a lot of accessory information, but I feel like this always gets glossed over and people are just looking for new niches, but they don't really understand what their situation is. So hopefully this helps you understand your situation. Now for the actual niche research. If you're looking for large niches, what really helps me is to go through Amazon's categories. You can click on the little 3 dots or whatever it is in Amazon, and it'll give you a list of all of the different categories in Amazon, and then you can go into those lists and then see what products are there. So for things like camping, you can go into the niche of outdoors within Amazon. You can find camping, and you can see all of the different equipment that's in there. And looking at all of these things, you can find broad niches like camping, and then you see all of the different products within camping, and you can find micro niches that use those products. So camping for cold weather, there's probably people who enjoy camping in cold weather that would like to have a t-shirt that expresses that. And you can look in larger niches like cooking or things like that to see unique products for baking. And this is just my personal hack that I use to find those broader evergreen niches. Again, camping is the only one that's not evergreen. Cooking is obviously evergreen. People cook and people eat year round. So that's one way that I like to use Amazon itself as a way to do larger niche research, because you'll be able to find a larger niche and then different sub niches within that niche. So large niche research, use Amazon's categories, look at awareness opportunities, things like breast cancer awareness, leukemia, anti-bullying, the mental health awareness. Look for awareness months that are coming up in the future and start designing for those at least 2 to 3 months out. And one thing I forgot to address with reference to larger niches is that you're going to probably need to use ads whenever you're going after these larger niches, because unlike micro niches, there are going to be a ton of designs in these spaces. So you need to be able to get your design in front of the right people, and you don't really want to wait for Amazon to circulate your designs for people to actually see them. So click on the link over here, and watch the video on how to create ads that can 3x your profit. I've done this and it is immensely helpful, but just make sure you keep an eye on those ads and you don't let them get out of control and you just lose all of your profit. So look at all the lists of careers as well. You can do this with a quick Wikipedia search, and you can get a huge list of different careers. And this is, another one of those larger niche opportunities. Sorry, it's the dog. So that is it for large niche research. Now, micro niche research. This is the stuff that a lot of people have issue with. I personally have issue with it because I don't really think it's a great idea. I think it's a little bit of a waste of time. just because unless you are one of those people who has like a lot of time to spend on these designs and on designing and things like that and doing the niche research. Micro niches, you fill them up too quick. They don't really have that much of a income potential, so it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me. But ways to find micro niches that are helpful. One, the main one that I used whenever I did go after micro niches was Reddit. Reddit is the modern day forum, and it is a lot easier to find these sub niches and micro niches of people who like obscure things, because Reddit has all of these forums under one umbrella. You know, if you grew up in the 90s and you had the computer in the early 2000s, to find people who liked obscure stuff that wasn't like a general topic, you had to go on to different forums and you had to find out about these forums through other people. Now we have Reddit. Reddit collects all of the crazies and all of these unique, obscure people and puts them under one umbrella, and you're able to just start with a root keyword like craft beer and then micro niche all the way down to like IPAs in Georgia or something. And you might find that there's a community of people that like it. But make sure whenever you're looking for micro niches in Reddit that there are at least maybe 3,000 to 4,000 people in that sub niche or the micro niche. And that's a good indicator that there is some interest there, because if if the micro niche that you find in Reddit only has like 300 to 500 people, that's not a lot of people. It's just not. So anyway, Reddit is a great way to find these micro niches. And celebrity gossip is it's an unlikely source of a lot of gems. It's how I found the keto niche in the very beginning, whenever keto was first taking off. You know, a lot of celebrities get on there, and for whatever reason, the hosts like to talk about the gossip or what their hobbies are. And some of these celebrities have some pretty obscure hobbies that a lot of people relate to. So, I mean, honestly, shows like The View and Good Morning America and things like that are pretty intolerable for me most of the time, unless I'm doing this kind of research or just keeping my ears open to things that that the celebrities say that they're doing that I think other people could do. Now, if they say jet setting on my yacht, then obviously there's not a lot of people that can do that. So keep in mind what is actually practical for most Americans. And social justice warrior stuff like, you know, the Black Lives Matter and things like that, where it's a passion project where people are enthusiastic about a certain something that's going on right now and they want to raise awareness for it. Shows like the celebrity gossip shows are great for this, because you're going to be right on the cutting edge, because they're always wanting to bring up things like social justice warrior stuff, and it gives you a good opportunity just to check in every now and then with these shows and see where you can capitalize on what might be an upcoming trend. And just remember, not all of these things are worthwhile. Make sure that there's stuff that's actually there before you go after these completely, because sometimes it happens that, you know, something isn't there, and then, or like the topic that they're talking about, like say whales are dying in Africa or something, and you think that that's going to be a great opportunity, and you go there and you see that there's no shirts for Save the Whales in Africa, but you think this is something that could happen. I like to personally wait until there are shirts making sales, because I don't want to put my efforts into things that aren't a proven need yet, like aren't proven to be willing to be paid for, in other words. So I need to know someone's willing to spend their money before I go try to create designs for that product. So keep that in mind as well. Whenever you hear these things on The View or things like that, just make sure that there are other shirts that are in that space that are selling, so that you can improve on them and you have proof that people are actually willing to pay for it. And obviously there's a list of hobbies you can get from Wikipedia. I think we've done this before, but I'll link that down below so that you can see that list of hobbies one more time, and make sure to try to go down a little bit further. Like if the hobby says gardening, look at specific kinds of gardening. Pumpkin gardening, you know, are they herb gardeners? Are they citrus gardeners, like, you know, lemons and oranges and stuff like that? get specific with some of these hobbies. Some of these hobbies are a little general, so make sure you can niche down and find those micro niches within these broader hobbies. But anyway, that is how I like to do a lot of my niche research. And whenever I'm feeling kind of bored and stagnant, which doesn't really happen that often because I've got like, 4 to 10 niches that I cycle through, and it really helps me out. So that is personally why I love large niches, because I have enough of them and I'm in a big enough space that I'm able to just constantly cycle these through, and I can do my niche research within these large hobbies or within these larger niches, and everything stays interesting. So that is my general view of a holistic look at what niche research looks like in 2020. If you would like, and I think I'm planning on doing this, I'm going to try to do a video on each of these. So how I specifically do large niche research when I'm looking at something new, and how I specifically do micro niche research to find a specific micro niche. But anyway, I'll get back to you with that video. In the meantime, like and subscribe, and remember, this is all so that you can build your passive income, create wealth for yourself and your family in the future, and achieve financial freedom. And just remember, someone's going to do something great every day, guys. Why not you? See ya.